But there's another side. And I have a feeling there's multiple sides. I'm not sure that we've even seen all of it. I mean, I don't think just the alternative and the love song side is where he's going to stop. He has the classical side, he has a folk side, he has the alternative side, he has the punk rock side, which we haven't really seen a lot of. I mean, I would term Alone and Vampire Shade as alternative songs. I wouldn't term them punk. So, what else is going to come out?
All right, don't forget about Nashville and his opening. God, he spent like 40 minutes or something crazy with all of his unscripted opening songs. What did he do? He sat down on the keyboard and the controls and did a little EDM set for us.
And the EDM, I forgot about the EDM.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, and that's something we really haven't seen a lot yet. So I think that's coming. I feel like he's already changed music. I did research whether there's any other artists that has simultaneously released three songs in different versions. I don't think it's ever been done. I think the closest to him, and this is somebody he reminds me of, but only partially, and you'll understand when I say it. But Grateful Dead used to do like the same songs, but they would play it live, and it would be different every time. And I kind of see him in that vein. Like, he is that guy. He's going to do something different every single time.
It's funny you brought that up, too, because I went to the Grateful Dead shows between like 87 and 92. And, they've got space and drums, and it's always different every time. And they're just trying to feel the moment and the crowd out like that. Another interesting side note is that they allowed for recording, and I've always thought that might be an interesting angle for Alejandro to actually, open up a section even for people to come in and record. But you're right, it was loose. The songs were loose. They were willing to freestyle. They kind of brought that jazz element and mentality into it, and I see him doing that. And whenever I see that, I see an artist, like a real artist.
Yeah, I agree. I think that there's no doubt that he is going to be somebody. I don't know who that's going to be, honestly, at this point. I'm okay with not knowing. I mean, I know it makes some people uncomfortable, and that's kind of what I said last week in the Alejandro report. I was like, in order to change music, just like in order to change anything, you're gonna have to deal with things that are uncomfortable and different. One of my favorite artists, Picasso, said, to change the rules, you have to know the rules, but you have to be open to changing the rules. And, it's been a long time for me that I've really felt an artist take over like he has. And it's no fault of any other artist. I'm not putting other people down. It's not about that. It's more about the way that he approaches artistry, and he approaches music, and he approaches just the industry as a whole. It's not about money. It's not about fame. Although I do think he wanted this so that he could make music for the rest of his life, because honestly, I would be devastated if he ever went back to washing dishes or, working in a warehouse. I just would never want that. So, for him, I think he did kind of need that support from the industry. However, he's got to make people uncomfortable. They're going to be like, oh, this is really weird. It's punk rock and folk rock. How does that fit together? But he's going to do that.
I've kind of felt that about the time that he thinks that we are locked into a certain identity, he'll just change it up. He'll just move on to something else. I don't think he wants us to be comfortable. I think he wants us to have a journey, and each stop along the way is going to be something fresh and new and something we haven't seen before.
I agree. I think, and the best artists in the world have been able to do that. If you look at Madonna and you look at David Bowie and you look at all of these people, they, every time they get to a certain point, they just change the way they do it. And I do think he's beyond any other artist I've ever heard. I liken him to Prince. I liken him to Billy Joel before Billy Joel kind of, became a pop guy. Yes. Because Billy Joel was pretty much a prodigy as far as piano went. And he really reminds me of that because the piano portion of his personality. But he's gonna be great, and I'm glad we're here, dude. We get to watch it. Like, we've watched it all, and every day it's something else. So, like, as soon as I'm out of school, I'm becoming a groupie, and I'm just gonna follow Scary Pool Party to every city and see every concert, and I'll live stream for your group.
Oh, absolutely. Man, I'm so excited for the future, and I've said it 100 times. You know, I'm glad to be around right now, to be alive during this too, because I'm super excited about it, and I feel a little self-conscious. Okay, you know, I'm an adult, I'm a grown adult, and here I am moderating a fan club on Facebook, and here I am going to multiple concerts. I'll be hitting up my 4th, if you include the homecoming concert, here just in a few days, and I'm okay with that. It took me a bit, but I'm okay with it now, and my friends still don't understand, but they'll come around.
I know. My friends are the same way. They're like, "What is your deal?" And I'm like, "You gotta understand. You just need to understand." And they just don't get it. I mean, you're probably in a worse position because you do make love videos, but they're awesome love videos, dude. Like, and you know, I love your videos. I think that's how I first found out about you, is I was like, wow, these videos are really cool. So, and they were set to his music, of course, and I was like, anything Alejandro at that point. I get self-conscious too, though. I'm like, okay, so I started a fan group, and then I started doing weekly social media numbers, which morphed into a weekly podcast report, and now I'm doing a podcast. Pretty much all of my time is either Alejandro or nursing school. So I get it. I think that I'm like, am I really like mentally stable? Because like I should not be doing this with all my time. But actually, I couldn't be happier doing this. I don't like the drama sometimes, but I think that we are getting to a place where that's going to end, hopefully, soon. And, you know, I think if we keep being positive and just supporting him, that things will turn the tide, you know?
Amen. And, you know, if we're waiting for some kind of resting spot, you know, a pit stop or a plateau where we can breathe, we may not get that.
You know, it's funny because when we first started talking, you said to me in text, you were like, you know, eventually we're going to hit a lull. We got to think about that and, you know, what the future is going to hold. And that was what, like 5 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago?
I don't think I believe that anymore.
I was like, but every day there's something else. And like, if he, like the Grammys called him out, like, I'm like, dude, that's like.
Wow.
I mean, he didn't call them out. They called him out. And they were like, you know, I'm like, if he wins Best New Artist, if he wins anything, I would be happy. I don't think he cares about winning anything, but that's why I want him to win.
And even if he did win, that doesn't mean there's going to be some kind of plateau, like, you know, now that he's gotten this honor, where else is there to go? Because the plateau seems to depend on a couple different things. One of them, at least, is that he goes through a period where he's not releasing anything. Hasn't done that yet. The 2 singles that he released are actually 4 singles, but he hasn't done that yet. And the second thing is, like, when you get to that point where you feel like you understand the extremes of him, like, okay, he fits in between here and here, and yet he's kind of blown away those assumptions every step along the way too. So here we are, going into fall finally, and I still don't feel like I've gotten to the end of him or to the depth of him or whatever it is. And how can you possibly plateau when he's still a prospect? He's still full of possibility.
Yeah, I agree. And I don't know that that is ever going to end, because I wouldn't even put it past him at this point to learn another instrument. So he's learned the piano, the guitar, he's learned the keyboards, which, okay, he knows the piano, so he probably knows keyboards. But, like, I wouldn't put it past him to actually learn something else, just to add a different element to his music. He's such a hard worker. I've never seen anybody go at this pace. Like, it's insane. I'm like, okay, take a break so you don't wear out before October 29th, because I really don't want you to be tired at the concert. But he just works really, really hard.
What does everyone say about him? The Twin Shadow, everyone you talk to, one of the first things they say is, this guy's got a crazy work ethic. They really respect his his focus.
And I think that that will continue. I mean, I think that his music is his way to get through life. And he realized that at some point in his past, and I think he's been going strong ever since. And I really hope for both of us that the Instagram lives are not over, but I have.
They really are my favorites, and I started kind of collecting them together. Again, like the Grateful Dead, I used to collect Grateful Dead shows. You label them with the date of the show and the set and how they played such and such a song differently. And I feel that same way about these Instagram lives. And it's just, no one's bringing their taping equipment into concerts anywhere. I guess it's still happening in the jam band scene, but the Instagram lives were interesting, and the ability to record those and collect them and listen to them just seemed like a renewal of something that was old and familiar to me with the Grateful Dead. But those to me are kind of my pet favorites of everything. But it's also, I'm a romantic, hopeless romantic, and the themes, the unmistakable theme of almost everything he comes on IG Live with is lost love, longing, these kind of things. I can work with that. I can vibe with that.
I can too. I mean, I think we're all hopeless romantics, and that's why I don't get so upset about all the fan theories, even though some of them are a little crazy that I've read. There was one about the Illuminati. I was like, okay, well, it is what it is. That's always going to exist with people, and I think that it's fun for people to, because he really doesn't give a lot away, so we really don't have a choice but to fantasize about what's going on in his mind. Honestly, if he was dating, I would be happy about that, but kind of what I said this week in the Alejandro report is like, let's try not to jump to conclusions, because first of all, I don't think Bex likes it at all, and I think that we won't know for a long time, even if it is true. So but anyway, it was really awesome to talk to you today. Thanks for being my first podcast guest. I really wanted it to be you. And, I look forward to many years of mutual support. I think that we both have the same goals, and I think that's always a good thing.
I'm not looking at it as a temporary thing anymore. This is something I'm going to be involved in for a long time to come.
Me too. I want to come to California, maybe at the end of the year. This semester coming up shouldn't be as bad for me, so I might fly out. I obviously talk to Lisa a lot, and a lot of the girls. You hang out with nothing but girls.
Oh, they're all girls. It's all. My friend calls it my harem, and I reject that. They are not my harem. But it is a lot of
that's not right.
wonderful women.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, November 22nd, if you want to come out at the end of the year, he's going to be in LA November 22nd, right?
But it's sold out, right?
It is sold out. It is sold out. There's tickets to be had. There's tickets to be had for people who are determined.
Well, that might be a possibility, because I will be almost done with nursing school. I have one more semester after that, but this semester really should not be as demanding as the last one. And feel free to cut all this out about nursing school. Just for the podcast purposes. But
that's stimulating podcast right there.
Right. No, it's crazy. But I do really appreciate talking to you, Jim. I think that you are an awesome force for positivity on Facebook. I kind of want to get out of social media because of the negativity that sometimes exists in social media. So getting to know you has been really awesome, because I think that you have a really good head on your shoulders. You're kind of one of the only guys too, so we kind of need that.
Right.
We need that logical side to sometimes say, okay, hey.
I have moments of pure emotionality, trust and believe.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. We all do. You can't follow Alejandro and not be emotional. I honestly believe that. Right. I think that everybody that follows him can relate to emotion and heartbreak. And, we're just all these people that just so heartbroken that we just want to feel loved and belonging. So
it's people of a similar temperament are attracted to his music. And I go into my group and I look at all the people in there, many of whom I've met, some of whom I'm really getting to know on a personal basis. And these people all have a little bit of me in them. You know, we are similar in a lot of ways, and it was Alejandro and kind of his values that he put out there. You know, be yourself, love more, hate less. I mean, coming from an Instagram influencer, I wouldn't buy it for a second. Coming from Alejandro, I'd buy it implicitly.
I agree. And I think that, you know, he always talks about it's the music, not me. I disagree with him a little bit on that point, actually. I don't disagree with him on a lot. But I think the community is important. One, we support him with everything. I mean, every time something happens, we all go do stuff. I mean, I started a petition today, and, you know, we have almost, 150 signatures. It's been online for like, I don't know, a couple hours, 4 hours. So, I think that the community is important here. I just think we need to reach a place of positivity and where people are not, bringing each other down. That's what I would like to see, is just totally supporting him and being here for him and the music and how the music makes us feel, and not necessarily caring about what everybody else is doing. Like, do what you want to do, but I'm going to do this.
Yeah, and fans can get in the way, I mean, let's remind ourselves, fan is short for fanatic, and there's just a weird relationship between artists and their fans for that one reason, is because we want so much and we expect so much, and we want that autograph, and we have ideas about who he is and all that kind of thing. But my vision for my group and myself and his fans is to be a certain breed of fan, a respectful breed of fan, where we're much less the fanatic and more the true appreciator of his artistry. And so that's what I'm trying to promote in my group, and that's what I really want to see out of his fans, are people who understand that sometimes it's a little difficult for the artist to really make that connection with fans. They love and appreciate them and are dependent upon them, but to actually make that connection one-on-one can be difficult. And if there's anything we can do as fans to be fans and be in a group and talk about them and speculate innocently, hopefully, of course, right. But not go overboard in that. That's the line we're trying to find. It's the line I'm trying to find. And here we are a month and a half later, and it's thriving, it's bustling, everyone's excited, and I'm actually having the time of my life. And you can put me on a lie detector, and it will say that I'm telling the truth. I'm having the time of my life. Group and with Scary Pool Party.
Go, dude. Like, we totally are. I feel the same exact way, and I hope that I can come out in November and meet you and make you do your triple dog dare that you owe me, because oh yeah. No, it's a triple dog. You cannot back out of a triple dog dare. I don't know where you got the information that you can, but you can't. So I will be filming. I will come to LA. We don't have to go to Pomona. It can be any alley. And then you can just walk down with a guitar and sing. You don't even have to play the guitar. Although it would be really funny if you acted like you were.
Is that right? So I can have a pinch hitter fill in for me?
You owe me. You owe me the triple dog dare. It's a fact. And everybody agrees.
Well, if you come down in November, and we may have to settle on like a lunch or something like that instead of a walk down Alejandro's alley.
Oh, I don't know about the lunch. I don't think that's good enough. I want to see you sing.
I know where Alejandro's alley is, by the way.
I know. I saw that. That's how it all came up. Because somebody said, I dare you to play the guitar and walk down the alley. I said, I triple dog dare you. And then you ignored me. And acted like you didn't see it.
If you want to lose members in your group and you want to lose viewership or listenership in your podcast, then yeah, go have me sing down that alley. By association, you will be guilty. My voice is absolutely bad.
All right. Well, maybe I won't make you sing. Maybe we'll just play out loud and you can walk down the alley. How's that?
I will do.
All right. We got it. So we'll play the song. You can walk down the alley with a guitar and just act like you're playing and singing.
Okay, as long as I ad-lib to Alejandro, I'll be fine.
Okay, we'll do it. It's done. We're doing it. I will be there November something, and we'll do it. When is he there?
22nd, I believe, is the LA show.
Oh, I think I'm off work too. So that would be good. Yeah.
Perfect.
All right. Well, thanks for joining me, Jim. It was a lot of fun. I love talking about him, so we just spent an hour just talking about him, but how awesome he is.
be on here. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no, I hope that we'll be friends for a really long time. And thanks for being here.